Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for a new comics from DC, Metamorpho, the Element Man #1. You may have recently seen Metamorpho on that amazing Superman trailer. We talk about that all in our last live episode. Make sure to go check that out. But this is a new series, DC kicking things off, trying to reintroduce maybe some of these characters that you'll be seeing in the theaters later this summer. We have this written by Al Ewing with art by Steve Lieber, Lee Lowridge on colors, letters by Ferran Delgado. In this issue, to know him is to love him, the Fab Freak, who can change himself into any element in the human body. He's the one, the only Rex Mason, alias the Metamorpho. Before I continue with the premise, I think this book does a really good job at explaining who this character is. So if you're not familiar with either the character, his powers, the cast around him, you get a lot of that information in this issue. And Al Ewing is very, very good and very efficient at doing this. But can Metamorpho win out against Cy.C.L.O.P.S, the hairy eyeball of crime that gazes from the top of the pop charts to the lowest to the depths of evil, and even into the far out raw realm? To find out, the Element Man must survive a handpicked assassin who can match him change for change. That's really interesting. This may be a new character, and this may be a first appearance. I'm not really sure. But that's just the first issue. So join us for this covalent bond of friends and foes in the brand new ongoing series from Superstar team Al Ewing and Steve Lieber. So obviously the team has a lot of cachet already. Al Ewing, pretty much, great legendary writer. Steve Lieber, really, really accomplished artist. Specifically when it comes to reintroducing some of these more quirky, weird type of books. This is definitely that. And although I enjoyed this first issue, to me this feels like something that I want to revisit once the full trade is out. It is a little bit episodic, but there is a lot. Like, you're getting a lot of information. There's a lot happening in this show, in this series. So although I enjoyed the first issue, some of these things are not really my pace of reading comics. I think that the comic itself is very dense. Steve Lieber's art is fantastic, whether it's some of the character designs, the movements, portraying movement in the comic. I think he does it very well. Even the style of paneling, it makes it feel very classic, very old school, which is really, really cool. And then, like I mentioned, you have a whole cast of characters. I love that Al Ewing kind of loves exploring the depths of like the roster of DC Comics to make sure that he can just pluck out all these kind of unknowns, bring him to the limelight, especially when you have to make a book about Metamorpho, who is not the most popular character. He's not the most popular superhero, but there's definitely a lot and a fun story to be told there. And then, like I said, introducing new characters that will kind of match and be a good foil to our hero. So if you're into that stuff, I recommend this book. Like I said, this is something I'm gonna revisit in the future. And most of the stuff that Al Ewing does, I do prefer reading it in trade or collections. So like, whatever his work over at Marvel with Ant-Man and all that stuff, like the 60 years of Ant-Man, he was really spearheading that. And then as well as the Immortal Thor run that's happening at the moment. So yeah, very excited to see how this plays out though. And if you are excited for the Superman film next year, this might be a good place to check out some of the other cast of characters that you'll be seeing in that world. So if you have read this book, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments as always. Thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bells. When we go live, that is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.